Welcome everybody.
Welcome everybody.
This is another episode.
How's it going?
Of the Ben and Charlie podcast.
Yes, episode 7. Woo!
Is it going here?
You know, 7 is my favorite number.
Really?
So whenever I would play soccer,
Oh wow.
I would just make sure to have the number 7 shirt.
Huh. Interesting.
And because 7 is my birthday,
Okay.
like date of birth,
Nice.
April 7th, 777. I really like 7. It's an odd number. And of course, one of the greatest, Cristiano Ronaldo, has the number 7 shirt.
That's true.
And
What is the Italian player with number 7? Totti?
No, Totti was number 10.
Oh, okay.
No. Number 10. Number 7 is more like a
like a left wing.
Left
Mhm.
wing, yeah.
So from the other side, my favorite number was 3. Always 3.
Oh, okay.
I think I was born at like 3:30
3:30?
in the morning.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah. So I always was in the defense.
That's why you like to stay up at night.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well,
so what we just did a couple minutes ago.
We just recorded a fantastic video on alcohol with our other YouTube channel, The Ben Impact.
We'll put
and
link in the description.
It's gonna come in 2 parts, and it's gonna all come out in 1 week time
1
frame.
week, you think?
Yep. It's better because they're related.
Okay.
And then it's very informative. Very
well, like alcohol,
intense,
it's such
lots of research.
such a huge like thing, you know.
Yeah,
so many things about
it's powerful drug.
Powerful. Yeah, that's true. That's why I always say I'm proud of having control over that.
Sometimes we have with my boss, we have some philosophical conversations.
What he said.
Well, because he has extensive knowledge. He's been in criminal justice for many years, and so I asked him a question today, and I said, like, where's the point of view on alcohol? Like in the United States, the legal age to drink alcohol is 21. In Europe is 18, and I was saying, like, isn't it bad because people have to wait until 21?
And then they get crazy.
Yeah, and they just make it like it's a
big deal.
It's a big deal, and it's repression, like until 21, and then everybody waits until they're 21. But the other thing is that it's not like they don't drink.
They drink in the college.
I mean, underage drinking is
that's true.
It's a crime too, you know. I mean, if the police finds you, I mean, it's a minor thing, but still, it will be on juvenile record.
That's true.
And instead, in Europe, for example, when I was little in Italy, we would often have celebrations and parties and stuff, and there was the wine, there was the vodka, and there was the limoncello, and there was the whiskey.
Limoncello, that's a good one.
Yeah, and different kind of aperitifs, and you could just
have Aperol.
Yeah, the adults would say, "Hey, come here." It was just like this little thing. Come here. Like, hey, have a sip. You know. And I just tried it, and it was nothing to me.
But I think that in Italy, wine is a big thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, wine, beer, a little bit of everything.
Like, I personally hate red wine. But I mean,
that's the best.
Chianti is a good Italian.
The best beneficial health effects is the red wine. As you will find out in the alcohol video, right? They talk about this.
But yeah, Italian wine, it's solid. Like the Chianti I mentioned is probably like,
Chianti?
Yeah, the grape. It's very...
I mean, I like both. It's not like... I never drink, so I drink very, very rarely, occasionally. Socially, maybe sometimes. Like, for example, we went to... there is this group of people called Internations.
What is that?
It's kind of like an organization where people from all parts of the world meet. Are we recording?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Because you remember when we had the old recorder and there was like a weird sound,
yeah, weird
and now
sound.
it's so quiet. It's
Yeah,
like
that's good. That's
it's
good
like
stuff.
perfect. So I'm just like, holy, it's a recording or not?
Yeah. So internations, it's got like all people from all over the world. They meet and they talk and they converse and have conversations. So you have the chance to confront yourself and meet different folks. I mostly went there to meet the ladies because I was single back then. But hey.
Yeah, it's, I mean, nothing wrong about that.
Yeah. So we go, and the meeting was at a brewery, at a beer place.
Oh.
And I say, shit. I said, I don't drink. So everybody had this freaking giant beers, glasses. So I go to the place, to the barman, the place, and I say, do you guys have a Red Bull? With a straight face.
With vodka.
And the guy said, no, we just serve beer. I said, okay, give me one beer. So I filled out the beer until the top.
Didn't they have the NA beer?
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, just beer, just what they made. And then I just went around with that stupid glass that was full, and I would just sip like a little tiny bit because
You don't like it?
No, I don't. I don't find anything. It's just me personally, you know.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of beer either. I mean, I would say if somebody doesn't want to drink, it shouldn't be like a big deal. Like there was so many times when I was with friends and I just didn't want to drink that day. And you just take an A and nobody should care about that. It's personal choice. And why would it be like something wrong about that, right? They should have like NA beer for people who decide to not to drink.
What's that?
Just like Heineken Zero, like it's made from like the same you have with wine. You have the alcoholized, so like percentage, it's like grape juice mostly, but the percentage of alcohol is like 0.05 or less. It's like nothing, literally. But if you don't drink for religious reasons, you should like skip it because it was made from wine, but they have machines to like go through the process of de-alcoholization and then you have the product.
Oh wow, I didn't even know there was that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the same with beer. It tastes like beer, but you don't have any alcohol in there.
Yeah, but we were saying like, okay, so you wait until 21 and then boom,
get crazy,
binge drinking, you know. I don't know if it's the culture, but like you can do many things at 18. You can vote, you can buy a weapon, firearms.
You can drive the car when you're 15.
You can drive at 16 or
or 14 in some states.
Depends, yeah. But like, I don't know. We just bring it to 18. The thing is that like, I don't know. If you have the tendency to drink and get addicted, I don't know if it's part of your personal being to become addicted to alcohol, or you have an addictive personality and alcohol is your way out. That's gonna be it. Maybe. Or if it's the environment, if you're around people that drink all the time, then you drink as well. It depends. It's genetic, is environmental, and these two things play a role together.
I think many people can like control that. It's like you just need to work on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know. It's not like we don't have addicts in Italy. I mean, there are people that do that. And then I was talking today and I was saying like, hey, like I remember like during COVID, the things that were open, liquor store were allowed to be open. And I say like, wow, that is really like fucked up because you close the gyms and you keep the liquor store open. And it's like, what the hell? What are you doing? It's like, but at the same time, the rate of alcohol consumption went up really, really higher because people were using alcohol to cope with the stress.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And the uncertainty of the whole situation, because staying home doing nothing, most people, what do? They just got to drinking, I suppose. So if you had a little bit of a problem, then you got a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah.
Plus the stress, and I think many people got to alcohol.
Crazy about that.
And then the thing is that if you close the liquor stores, the other thing is that somebody that goes through withdrawal symptoms can even die. if they don't have alcohol. Because if you
some people are just addicted to.
If you cut cold turkey, some people may die because of it.
The same with cigarettes. Like some people are just crazy about that, and they cannot without smoking.
Well, and nicotine nowadays you have different things, but it's it's insane. So we were having that debate, and he agreed to many things that I said, and he's really open-minded person. And we just said like, it's a little bit messed up not to have that system. So I was going through your plates and stuff and tried to get this mug.
Oh.
And I noticed this giant.
Beautiful.
That's water, by the way.
That's not a huge shot of tequila.
No way. Well, what's wrong with that? It makes you really like more sociable and talk more shit, by the way. So
I was inspired by Suits.
Yeah.
This is just, I don't know. I don't want to risk and say it's my favorite TV show, but I got so much into the vibe of that, So I ordered like sweatshirt already. Those characters, those people, like it's just so good.
So how many seasons are there?
It's 9 seasons total. I finished 6.
Oh, damn, you're close.
I'm close, but now I take it slow because I don't want to like finish and
So
cry.
what you say about your dad watching that?
Yeah, my dad. I inspired him. I inspired like 5 other friends, and they're watching.
I'm pretty sure you're inspiring a lot of people.
I'm sure
a lot of our subscribers.
So the thing
Suits.
is the thing there. It's kind of funny because they always drink Macallan 25, but this is like $2,500 bottle.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So they always choose, and they have those glasses. And I was never into like whiskey or scotch. I just tried like tried the sip, but it's like I wouldn't say it's like my
favorite.
No, like drinking like straight liquor. It's just too tough, I'm too weak for that.
So
but people are like, I met like the guy who tried like the many different whiskeys, because like there's bourbon, scotch, plenty others, and he like talks about like this long medium finish. Like, what is that? It's crazy that you can.
So Don, we had Don on our podcast, 2 episodes with Don. So it was talking about whiskey, old fashioned.
He's a huge fan.
Okay.
He's a huge fan of that.
So we went with my girlfriend to watch the latest James Bond movie. Was right after COVID, because the movie was postponed. We really like the series, And I go to the movie theater. They have a bar. And I go and order an old fashioned. I never tried that thing before.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, I just said like, I just want to have the experience. I want to see what that is. And the guy filled up like freaking, like put a giant piece of ice in it and then fill it up with whiskey, I suppose.
So depending on what do you prefer, because there is a.
Oh, there is a phone.
There is a phone. I don't know. Not mine.
It's not yours. Yeah.
Not yours too.
Probably the neighbors.
But like old fashioned is, so you have whiskey basically, and under every bourbon, every scotch is whiskey, but not every whiskey it's like bourbon. So you have bourbon, scotch, Japanese whiskey. There's so plenty other choice. Rye. You have
sake.
Sake. No, it's I don't know what is exactly sake, but you have Japanese whiskey. You have rye. So like whiskey, like bourbon is made from corn, like rye is made from other grains. So rye is more like a spicy side. Fermentation.
Yeah.
And plus aging process, barrels, double barrel. There's plenty stuff around that.
So they give me this thing, and I paid $15 for it maybe. And I just drank maybe this tiny bit, because I say if I drink this thing, I would just be wasted, because I never drink.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
like, and then what I did, I just threw it away, because like my girlfriend didn't want. She tried a little bit, but like we probably drank that much, but it was just to try.
I had a sip of old fashioned before, but this is not my style. Holy shit. For you, it would be more. I don't think you start with the correct drink, because I think old fashioned is more for like the people who are older. I'm not like judging anybody.
You're judging people. You ageist.
But you need to be certain.
You're an ageist.
But you need to be like certain. You need to love this. You need to love whiskey to drink old fashioned because there's like a certain flavor. If you don't, you're not gonna like it. Like the same with mezcal. It's like the other type of like the tequila mezcal. So it's like super smoky, and like it's like crazy experience, so strong. So it's not for everybody, you know. It's not my style to like have a.
Well, just in case you're wondering, Charlie here is a famous. What can we say? How can we call?
What is that?
He's a server in a high-end restaurant, and he's an expert in all things liquors.
Yeah, the liquors are. I just read a lot about that.
Yeah,
about wine as well.
What is? We're not going to mention the name of the place.
Yeah,
but we're just going to say like, what is the most expensive bottle of champagne?
Well, there's plenty of liquors. Like we have all those. So there's a brand Weller's. So they have like Weller. It's a whiskey, Kentucky, I believe. So they have like the whole collection. And let's say there's a Weller CYPB Craft Your Perfect Bourbon, and the bottle costs like almost $3,000. So if you wanna have like 2 ounces of straight spirit, then you have to like pay like $100 for a little shot.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's a lot. Plus tip. Don't forget the tip.
Yeah, that's true.
Tips are going crazy.
And but it's like the whole spirit. Like it's something I really like to talk about.
What about wines?
Wines can get crazy depending on the aging process. Like, you know, some like you have type of wine Tempranillo from Spain. So you can have cheap Tempranillo, which is not aged at all. But then you can have like Reserva, Grand Reserva. It's aged for like, I believe, at least 5 years. And there are some who have like, you know, 15 years and they cost like thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, of course.
Plus
I mean, there's really no cap to how much a wine can cost.
Correct. Like some French wines
the oldest they are, the more
correct. Like there's so many wines from France, like they cost like $5,000.
My thing is like you have these people that do. Did you know you were talking about we were talking about fraudsters and people that did frauds against different individuals. But there is one guy, and there's a documentary on it that you should watch.
Okay.
It's about this guy that tricked rich people. And he made, he took labels, he recreated labels, and he created the how do you call it? How you close the bottle?
The cork?
The cork.
Okay.
Of refined bottles of refined wines, and he sold them for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
And he made a fortune. Then people noticed the difference, and because somebody said, hey, wait a second, there's no such a thing as this wine, this label here, you know. And then they discovered the guy, and then they imprisoned him. And I don't remember the name of the documentary, but you should watch that.
Because if you catch it, send me.
Because he tricked like rich people.
Wow.
And I never seen it.
Because people save the cork after they open wine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Plus, when you get the wine in the restaurant, you basically like pay, 3 times more than it costs in the liquor store.
Well, yeah. My thing is like, okay, you spend, I don't know, tens of thousands of dollars for this bottle of wine that was made in 1950, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you open it and it tastes like
barrel
piss vinegar.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
I think it's more about like class, like show.
Oh man,
show.
You know what? What's another interesting thing? Those people that have trained their palate.
Yes. So I know the guy.
Is it the sommelier?
Yes. But I know the guy who he's such like his knowledge about wine. It's wow, and all the spirits, he knows everything. And he said one year he tried like around 3,000 wines, 3,000 different wines. Because like when they have like a huge training, they try like 20, 30 at once.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like after 5, how do you distinguish? How do you make the difference between?
Yeah, so they.
Well, I know that
they don't drink it, right?
Yeah, they spit.
So
them,
But the thing is that after like such huge, you can say like because you have certain types of wine, you can say how long it's aged. You can see the color. You can take the glass, and if you see through the glass, you already know.
You just swish.
Yeah.
Then inhale. Then do.
Yeah.
Then swish through the mouth and then spit.
Yeah, and you know
then,
everything.
And
like there is certain differences. Like you have Sauvignon Blanc, white wine. There's difference between Uruguayan, New Zealand, California. They're all different. They have like certain patterns.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a skill.
It's a skill for sure.
Oh my God, yeah.
But it's crazy. There's so many
skill.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So you say your dad is staying up late watching
the same as I do. Well, maybe next podcast I'm gonna have my sweatshirt.
You should definitely.
Hopefully, are you going to watch it or like try it?
Maybe you're really pushing me.
Because I mean, it's starting and it's getting better like later on. I mean, like first episodes are not like crazy great, but when you get to know the characters, you get to know people. You can like plus Meghan Markle.
She's in there. Yes,
she's in there. But
God.
as far
I don't know. I heard she was a mediocre actress.
She's not a great actress. She's not my favorite. My favorite is Harvey Specter.
So what do you think about Meghan Markle? Like with the Prince Harry, and then so you know what happened? They got together and stuff.
They moved back to Los Angeles.
So he actually left the family, the royal family.
Yes.
And she claimed that the queen said some bad things about her based on the color of her skin because she was a little bit darker color. And
I think one of her
all the
parents,
drama. Yeah.
It's but I think they did a good thing.
They did a good thing.
I don't know, like
I think he has lost his manhood by leaving the family, I think, because most likely she convinced him somehow. She brainwashed him.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
But
she's... Then they had the deal with Spotify for $25 million. And there was a flop. Like when celebrities have podcasts, man, I don't know if I can take them seriously. Because their life don't relate much to the common folks, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's true. Especially like you have family, like, you know, like the most, like the wedding was
are they divorcing or something? I'm not sure what happened. I don't follow that, but most likely it's like gossip, most of it.
I don't think I think they're happy living in just Los Angeles,
California.
Yeah. I mean, if she felt harassed, I mean,
but like what?
But no,
it looks like she likes attention,
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, she was an actress for that many years.
Yeah.
If you're an actor, you like attention.
Absolutely.
If you're making videos, I mean, if we record the podcast, we like people's attention. Like when people watch us, people give us attention, people spend time with us.
That is true.
It's a great thing. But she's in the TV show.
Yeah, but
she's not my favorite.
It's different though. We don't seek attention for vanity.
I know.
You know, or for how can I say this?
We don't need like this.
Like look at me, you know, or like to be relevant.
I think the thing is that we would like to be like heard. You know what I mean?
It's more likely we have ideas.
Yeah.
We have our line of thought and we have some opinions and we have something to say.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we'd like to provide value for people.
Correct.
People like us.
Yeah.
They can relate to us, you know, and somebody that can maybe is having a hard time, can listen to us and maybe have a laugh once in a while or say, you know, or
it's fun.
Say something or relate in a way saying like, hey, yeah, I think like that too.
But we don't want to make people jealous.
No.
Yeah, that's true. No. That's what I'm saying. But some people, the podcast I show you, the Bobby, whatever her name is, like the girl. She was interviewing Charlie Puth. I don't remember the name. Bobby Althoff. I show you the part.
You told me that she has millions of.
She has millions, and she jumped like right away. I don't know the exact story.
I watched the 30-second clip of her. Interviewing somebody. It was my favorite. Somebody artist. Famous, and I don't know if she really acts like that.
Maybe it's like the creation.
Like she's really detached, uninterested, or annoyed when
Yes.
her guest speaks. But to me, it puts me down. It doesn't add any
I
value.
I was having an anxiety listening to her. Like, that
But
makes me feel
many
good.
people prefer her to be this. You can call it sassy. I don't know.
Maybe.
But like, what do you have to gain? I mean, I'm the audience, and I'm looking at you interviewing somebody famous, and I would like you to ask good
Some
questions
questions, right?
about the character.
What's your favorite fast food?
Oh yeah, and then she rolls her eyes up and stuff.
Mm.
It's like, I don't know, but maybe she's appealing to folks her age. Depends the age. How old is she?
Like 25, maybe 30.
Yeah, probably.
I don't see that, but maybe that's just the creation. That's what I guess. Like, unless she's like that.
Yeah.
But this is not interesting. Because I like Charlie Puth as an artist. He's great, and I was really excited to listen the whole podcast with him. But after 10 minutes, I was just like sweating. Like I can make it through.
You cannot. Yeah. I mean, hey, bless her. Good luck to her. Good thing for her. All good things. I wish her all good things. That she has such a big audience, and I wish her
for sure.
I wish her continued success. But it's not. I think it's not for me. It might not be for anybody.
Not
else.
for me either.
For other people. So everybody has their own preferences.
Yeah.
So.
You
We got some stories today.
Yeah. Do you want?
So I decided to have stories related to education today,
Yeah.
with a little spicy thing with the last story, and then a very personal experience that have happened to me this past weekend with my kid.
Okay.
And
Yeah. That's.
Do you want to start? Or you want me to start?
So I have this one article like on my phone later, but we'll see how we feel if we can touch it or no.
Yeah, sure.
But let me start with surprisingly Apple.
Apple. Oh, Apple. Your favorite company.
Yes, I mean I love them.
I have
and
an
hate
Apple
them.
phone too, so I suppose is my favorite company
Yeah,
too.
but I mean I like them a lot, but I also don't like them for some things, you know. So there's the issue with the iPhone 15 overheating, and people are buying those phones and they're complaining.
I'll be upset after I spend $1,200.
Yeah, at least for the new iPhone, and like, why? You know, so the Apple said that the new iPhone models were running hot because of the combination of bugs in iOS 17, bugs in apps, and a temporary setup period. An Apple spokesperson told CNBC, "We have identified a few conditions which can cause iPhone to run warmer than expected. The device may feel warmer during the first few days after setting up or restoring the device because of increased background activity. We have also found a bug in iOS 17 that is impacting some users, and we addressed in the software update. But it still didn't upgrade much." So
You know what's the strangest thing for me is that how can a software problem create a mechanical condition with heating? That's really strange to me.
Well, but
causing the software causing the system to warm up.
yes,
you know?
but
So
there's a
that's really
connection between that. Like the same you have with the camera. Like as I told you before, you can have the Xiaomi with like over 100 megapixels, but you will have iPhone which has like so much less, but have better pictures because of the software.
Yeah.
So
no,
they like
but I don't
hardware and software, they go together. They're connected. Like you literally can like burn something.
Yeah, but I don't. So it says here. Is there anything else that says here?
Did user might notice phones feeling warmer when they are set up from a backup when they're wirelessly charging. Well, yeah, that's another problem when you charge. They're getting super hot.
Yeah, that too.
Using graphics-heavy apps or games or streaming high-quality video. Apple says that it's normal for devices to be warm when they're being heavily used, and if iPhones don't display a temperature warning, they're safe to use. But anyway, like this is like the 2023 and it should be like top notch device. You know what I mean?
Well, the other thing is that cell phones, unlike computers, do not have any cooling system, really, do they? Because they don't have a fan.
They don't have, room for that.
They don't have any way to dissipate heat other than, I don't know, transmit the heat through the body of the phone if it's made out of metal and dissipate heat that way.
In this case, it's Titan, so it's also creating
titanium. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so it's very unusual, but I would be upset after a huge expense like that and such an advanced device. But if
this is bullshit, you know. Like,
if you remember Samsung smartphones, I don't know.
They were batteries.
They were exploding.
Yeah,
and they even banned them from flights.
Correct.
And they said literally put.
I think there was Samsung Note.
Yeah,
Note, like the bigger one.
Yeah, putting the notice in the airports and saying like, if you have this kind of phone with this, because it has this kind of battery, you cannot bring it on the plane or something. So there was a huge, major screw up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's true.
So what do you think about that? Like, would you be upset?
I would be very upset. So I was torn between keeping my old phone.
I told you no.
You were very right. Yeah. You were very right. And it saved me a lot of pressure and money because I really wanted to upgrade from. I have 13 Pro. I bought exactly 2 years ago, but it literally doesn't change. Like the feeling will be pretty much the same.
So can you rotate the table one moment?
Yes.
There. Okay. Yeah. Much better like this.
So like the phone I wouldn't be very happy about that. Plus, it will cost so much to upgrade. So I think my next upgrade will be maybe in like 2 years. Because if this is still going great, just maybe I will change the battery, you know?
Yeah, it depends how much it's going to cost you and if you can do it, because
I think it's like $100, $80.
But as you remember last time, what I told you is that when we introduced the new iPhone release, is that even when changing the hardware camera from one cell phone equally the exact same into another one, the system will not recognize that part and it will think that is an exterior part.
But this is kind of different story because Apple offers like
battery exchange. Oh, at that point,
so you can just go to like the regular Apple store and just request that. I think it's like $89 for every iPhone. I don't remember.
I don't know about that. Are you sure?
I think 89 or 119.
Are you sure it's not $899?
Oh.
And they say, hey, it's just $899, but hey, for $900 you can buy the newest model.
Yeah.
And you can give us the older.
It sucks.
Then they fix the one that you gave them for $1 and they give you the newest one. And they resell that for $899. Who knows?
Yeah, they offer those refurbished, right?
Yeah.
This is not a good idea if you're buying phone. I mean,
mine is refurbished, by the way.
How does it work?
Fantastic.
Is it good? Okay.
It had 100% battery.
I just had the bad experience.
I bought it from Amazon, so it was certified. 100%.
So you changed the battery or?
No. It was 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
nice.
the 13.
So they took care of that.
13 mini. Yeah,
they took care of that.
Pretty good.
But I just had one bad experience with. That was my very first iPhone years ago.
Well, it says here though that what does it say? That Apple has faced high-profile launch issues in the past, but haven't seriously impacted the company long term.
Yeah, people
like
will
the
forget.
iPhone 4 had a reception problem, and they gave a case to people to fix that, I guess.
So is this your first iPhone ever, or you had before a different iPhone?
No, this is my first iPhone ever.
Okay.
Yep.
So I had before. My first was 6S, but that was bought used. And then there was like the Touch ID and the button.
Yeah.
And it got broken. So I got so mad. And I said, oh, I don't want any more used stuff. Like, I mean, I wouldn't risk and buy like the computer used. Because you don't know how some people use it, how they treat it, how they charge it. Charging matters at all. Like, you don't leave your phone overnight.
I used to do that once when I used to have my Android phones, and with the iPhone instead I changed. I just charge it throughout the day, little by little.
Great, because it affects battery so much.
And I heard that if you charge your phone in airplane mode, it's going to charge faster.
I didn't know about that. But there's also a thing, you don't go under 20% and you try not to go over 90%.
Oh, okay.
Because like, you know, like what do you have, like what example might be like the car, you don't want to like drive almost when the gas is gone because it might use like more power to, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the rule.
Yeah,
That's
I think it's
what the experts said.
It's good for if you want to keep your device for longer.
Correct.
So today, the focus of my news sources are all based on education.
You like that stuff, right?
No, it's not about that. It's like I graduated this year with a master's in exercise science. And so I'm feeling the burdens of student loans. And so I just wanted to found this news, and I found this article
if we ask the question, like if you would go back in time and get the loan again and get the school, would you do that again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like exercise science.
Okay.
And
you love it.
I like to teach people. I have a full-time job now that is not related to my degree. And in my spare time, I want to
expand the fitness.
Expand the fitness is even for you.
Yeah,
like
totally.
I made you different programs.
And that's great. I mean, and then if you just jump on that full time, just
and our channel too.
Yeah,
the other
it's fitness
the Band
related.
Impact is fitness related.
Correct.
So I'm applying all the knowledge that I studied. But here, what I found this article from the Morning Brew says that colleges are spending money they don't have. A Wall Street Journal analysis shows college spending is out of control. The price of college is rising, and for once, we cannot blame inflation. Spending increased by 38% at the median flagship school, that is a state university, between 2002 and 2022. As they pass the tab to students, contributing to the 1.6 trillion student debt crisis, according to the Wall Street Journal's analysis of the 50 schools' financial statements. Driving the increase over 20 years analyzed, the median flagship salaries and benefits rose to approximately 40%. So what did they spend the colleges? What did they spend the money on? This 40%. Spending on athletic coaches jumped by 50%. Holy shit.
The sport.
And millions of dollars were pumped into new constructions and renovations. And administrative costs have also become a greater share of institutional spending, per U.S. News of the National Center for Education Statistics. But what do we have here? For example, at the University of Oklahoma, tuition and fees per student rose 166% in the 2 decades analyzed. Penn State, the most expensive flagship state school, cost the average student nearly $27,000 a year. And then the big picture is that schools are spending so much because there's no one to stop them.
That's true.
So it's crazy.
Yeah.
And
they can do that.
Well, the thing is that, like, if you're a state university, it's like it falls on taxpayers in the end because you're a state institution. And the other thing, like sports, yes, that is true.
They pump it so much.
Yes, like I know for a fact that football programs are very expensive, and the most prestigious universities have funds, and they pay coaches sometimes even like millions of dollars.
Yes, correct. And it's like the whole vibe around that.
Plus, if you have like now with Title IX was it, for girls need to have the same amount of sports for as equals as men.
Okay.
So you need to have female.
So I've
Female
noticed that
teams.
like there are many people in college sports. They're already like famous.
Yeah.
People already like the games in the college. Like so many people are watching them. You know,
Especially football.
football. Yeah,
It's
like people
huge.
are crazy
or,
about that.
March Madness basketball.
Yes, correct.
So that's big. But
Yeah,
it just,
especially guys.
yeah, but
With women, it's more like gymnastics, as far as I.
no, all kinds of sports, even soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no football for ladies. American
Oh
football.
yeah, that's true.
But softball is big.
And then what is the other like when they have
They also have athletic, like track and field. They have swimming,
Pickleball.
volleyball. I don't know about pickleball.
But there's the sport when they're like catching ball in like I don't remember the name.
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, that's big too.
Not a fan.
Yeah, and you just think
Hockey.
about it. Hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Minnesota especially. So if you think about that, most of these big Division 1 sports, most of those players will make the jump into the professional leagues.
Right away.
Well, no, because you have scouts
Yes.
that go and look at them.
Plus you build the name.
Yeah. And years ago there was the argument, like, to say if we can pay college athletes. There was this huge debate.
Oh, you told me about that.
There was a huge debate, saying like, should we pay college athletes? Well, they already are beneficiary of a scholarship because the college picks you.
Yeah.
You have a scholarship and you go to university for free, but you are an athlete. Like, you still need to do your classes. You still need to have good grades. But in the meantime, you will train and you will do your sport.
Yeah.
Because you will have the opportunity to jump up,
Yeah.
So when we talk about,
That's ridiculous. I mean, but it's
built
not
like
surprised.
that. It is the system.
Plus they can. Nobody will really stop them. Like the same with like there's certain prices in like some things, like when you do something you can increase the price if you don't have like people fighting with you in the same field.
Yeah.
And you just increase prices because you can.
Yeah, because you can.
People still
unfortunately that is true. The only thing to do is like, you don't need to go to a major university. You can have an excellent education even in a local college. What I would say to my kids is go to a community college 2 years and then transfer to a higher university. You have a much less payments, less cost,
and the same degree.
Yeah. And you can transfer your credits to a higher university and cut your educational costs in half. And if you apply for financial aid, that's even better. If you have a low income, you have a hand over there. Or if you work and you set aside the money, you take student loans responsibly, you don't over borrow too much money that you cannot repay, and then you can pay as soon as you finish. Because there is a grace period after 6 months after you graduate, but you don't pay anything.
Yes.
And then after that, you need to pay. And
that's sad.
Unfortunately, student loans are the only type of credits that you cannot...
So you have another topic, right, about that?
Yeah, that you cannot default on. Now, so throughout COVID, the Biden administration, what they did is they canceled the interest on current student loans and halted the payments for student loan borrowers for 3 years because there was the emergency for the pandemic.
Yeah.
However, now the student loan is going to restart payments. So you got students that throughout these 3 years, they had extra money per month because they were not having to have the payment.
And they were spending them most likely.
Most likely, they just fit those smart ones kept on paying.
Yeah.
Who had the money, who had the opportunity to pay.
Because not everybody had a job.
And others instead used the money to survive for other expenses. However, now they need to make payments. So they will see that purchase, their power to purchase reduced because they need to allocate this money towards student loans.
Yeah.
So let's see here. What the student loan restart means for borrowers. Spooky season has a different meaning for the federal student loan borrowers who need to start making payments again this month, now that the pandemic era pause is officially over. Tens of millions of Americans will have to free up some space in their monthly budget for the first time since March 2020 to repay the tuition money they borrowed from government lending programs. Some borrowers have been putting their extra cash toward non-essential purchases like entertainment, as you say, travel, dining, and retail. And now, the businesses that enjoyed those treat-yourself gains are anticipating a pullback. Analysts estimate that repayments could take between $70 billion and $100 billion in consumer spending out of the economy over the next year. So, I knew that I would take student loans, right?
So you did?
I did. I hoped that
This was the student relief, right? Some program?
I hoped that President Biden would help students with a student relief program by giving $10,000 to students that below a certain threshold of income. And if you ever took loans in the past, if you received grants is money that you don't have to repay back. They will give you $20,000 on top of it. Now, I would fall in that category because of my income. However, I did not rely on that because I did not believe that was going to happen because they tricked everybody. Because the Supreme Court blocked the student loan, the relief.
Yeah, that's
because it's unconstitutional.
Aww.
But they tricked everybody before the elections in the last year to trick people to say, yeah, we're going to give that to you, we're going to give that to you, we're going to give that to you. And then the Supreme Court said it's unconstitutional. But they knew about that. So they didn't do anything. But the president could do it in another way, but he did not. So I knew about that. So throughout my 2 years of my...
so you were paying like monthly?
No, I was not paying yet. I was saving.
Okay.
I was saving up extra money every month.
Okay.
So when the time came, if the student loan program, the relief was not going to be enacted, I was going to pay my student loans all at once.
Okay. Smart.
And pay it off because I don't like that. I despise
it's
that.
kind of like...
So, it's been like a couple of months, 2 or 3 months ago. The interest on the loans started back. No, they started again.
Okay.
Because the emergency from the pandemic was over.
Yeah.
So
what's the percentage of interest?
It depends. Some loans are like 2-3%, and they accumulate every month.
If you don't pay.
So you got payments. Some people have payments that go for 10 years, for 20 years.
I have a couple of friends, they have.
And I know that like if you cannot, you make a small payments based on your income as well. And it's a way for you to pay. It's like a mortgage, basically.
Yeah. But I mean, people signed up for that. They were conscious.
Yeah, but to me, that doesn't sit well. I mean, I don't like that. And I knew what I was doing, and I decided.
So what do you end up doing with that?
What, save up every month?
Yes, and you said 2-3 months ago you just paid at once.
I don't pay everything. I just paid a huge portion. I paid. I would say I paid all at once 90% of it.
Okay, good.
So I just have a little bit left.
So you were smart to just like keep saving for this.
Yeah.
Having separate envelopes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just listen, I work 40 hours per week. I have a family, kids, and I said like I do the extra sacrifice. And just set the money aside. I understand many people cannot do that because they don't make enough.
They want to keep entertaining themselves.
Some people like think that.
So there is a guy.
They don't have consequences.
Are you familiar with Dave Ramsey? He's He's like financial podcast.
I have a book. Oh, The Total Money Makeover.
Okay,
I read it. Yeah.
So listen, I watch from time to time because he has nice
He's
advices.
smart.
Yeah, he's very smart. And somebody called, and I mean, some advice are super obvious, but not for everybody. So somebody called that they have like debt for, I don't know, maybe like $100,000. So he said, what are you going to do? Stop going out. You know, you don't have life for next 2 years. You're just going to pay it off. You don't go out for drinks. You don't go out for food. You just buy food, what you need, cook at home. And this is the way. But some people don't understand. And they have that and they keep going, spending everything.
Like there's no tomorrow.
Yes.
And these are mostly are people that what surprises me the most, it depends where you live, but if you make like people that make $100,000 per year,
they still live paycheck.
They live paycheck to paycheck. And
how?
It's like how the hell?
The
it depends where you live though. If you live in California or if you live in New York,
yes, but
high taxes, high rent if you don't own,
yeah.
you make it just like barely. If you live in some other states where you don't pay income taxes,
well, when I moved
different.
to my own place and I faced the rent and like other utilities, I needed to like adjust, you know, because you cannot like have the same lifestyle.
You need to
when
have
you have to be responsible.
You need to have a budget.
You have a budget. You need to be responsible because you need to pay on time.
And many people at your age, they don't give a shit about that. Most people at your age live with their parents.
Yeah.
You don't live with your parents. You work your ass off during the week, 50 hours
Just
per
go,
week,
yeah.
50, 60 hours per week, working nights, coming back home late. If there's a shift to fill in, you take it.
Yeah.
Because you know
you need to pay on time.
You know that you need to rely on yourself and that rent is due at the end of the month. Bills are coming.
Nobody is gonna come and hey, you gotta check.
No,
you can,
fuck no. There's no mom and dad, and that's the thing. But that what makes you responsible, though.
For the rest of the life.
Yes, that what teaches you to be
independent.
That's true.
That's the lesson I got. Oh, that's a good lesson that you have to face all the gas, everything.
Yeah.
You need to.
You got a vehicle. You got to fill it up. It breaks,
you gotta repair.
You gotta fix it.
Yeah.
Insurance, you gotta pay it. It's
That's why there was so like I didn't change the phone. That was like good point.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like why did you have to change
the phone?
because
sometimes you like want something even if you don't need it.
That's the thing. I want
more and more, right?
Desire is bad sometimes. You know,
in the newer phone. But that's the show. It's he's very smart and like some people call like they even like other episode was like they earned.
What are we talking about?
The Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
So like they were calling like, hey, I earned $200,000 per year, and I have huge debt.
Oh, sometimes they even a couple, and they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt.
Why?
I guess some schools are more expensive than others, and
I know, but why they don't?
But the problem is like when you're 18, you
don't know.
You should have your parents with you because you're not in a position to make a decision that will shape the future, your future.
Correct.
Because literally hundreds of thousands of dollars of borrowed money shape your future.
Mm-hmm.
Because unfortunately, universities have raised prices throughout the years, as you have seen here, by a lot. And most universities offer so many amenities. Like it's kind of like more of a vacation experience, you could say.
Okay.
Because they have a nice garden, they have nice dorms, they have entertainment centers, and that's all the things that you gotta pay.
Those people drink a lot in the college.
Yeah, well, that's the fraternities, places, sororities, you know.
And then after you leave the college, you realize.
Well, you got to go to work. If you don't have mom and dad, you got to be a little bit responsible, you know? So.
That is very true.
And some things is better that you think carefully about what you want to do. And I say, you don't need to go to college. You don't need to.
No, if you have idea.
There's many people that don't have a degree and they've been successful in life, you know? So,
yeah, because if you find the right spot and you create like, for example, like some company or you put some idea, you can be a huge winner.
You know what's the thing that I don't like is that many people I've encountered in my life, they find relief in fleshing out their degree.
Mm.
Like, thinking and saying like, oh yeah, they will let you know that they have a degree.
Mm-hmm.
And most of their identity is based on that accomplishment.
Yeah.
And my thing is,
Like the biggest deal.
but if you get a degree, is not a symptom of intelligence.
Correct.
It doesn't tell me that it doesn't show me that you're intelligent.
Yeah.
It shows me that it showed me that you were able to apply yourself and to study for 4 years and achieve something. And
But it doesn't mean that
speaks volumes to you. But sometimes people confound the title with intelligence.
No.
And that's intelligence. It's another thing altogether that you cannot measure with a piece of paper.
Well, like there's so many like people.
There's a lot of educated, dumb people. Believe me.
I know.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah. And
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just, whatever accomplishments you got, I don't know, keep it for yourself. But it's not among my ambition to show the title to somebody. I don't give a shit. It's like,
no, if you did this, you did it for
you.
you.
Did it for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might mention this in the CV.
Yeah.
For the job. But we know that most like nice companies, they say degree or equivalent experience.
Yeah.
So
And most of the time, experience. It's
that's what
is what you need. So what we got here? What's your next story here?
My next story
is about sports.
Yes, it's very interesting. And I mean, I knew about that and like how corruption in sport, especially in soccer,
occurs. At the highest.
Yeah, because that's an interesting story about the Jason Permo when he was like setting up the games in Europe, in Asia, everywhere.
What kind of sports are we talking about?
Soccer.
Oh, okay.
That was years ago. I read the book about this. That's crazy. That's another surf. Maybe another.
Is that guy a manager? What is he?
He was. I don't think he was any like manager or soccer player. He was just the guy who got in touch with, referees, with the soccer players.
Well, the same thing happened with the FIFA scandal when Platini and Blatter.
Sepp Blatter.
Yep. They were the leadership of the FIFA.
UEFA or FIFA?
And FIFA.
Okay.
World.
Okay.
And there was a corruption scandal by bringing the World Cup to Saudi Arabia. Was it Saudi Arabia?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the votes were a little bit bought, and they were able to bring the World Cup, to be played in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Barcelona have been charged with suspected bribery for payments worth more than 7 million euros made to companies linked to the former vice president of the refereeing committee, Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira, according to court documents. Former Barca presidents also stand accused of the same charges. Barca had previously been charged with alleged corruption in sport, corruption in business, false administration, and the falsification of commercial documents. Meanwhile, Spanish police raided the officers of the refereeing committee at the Royal Spanish Football Federation in Madrid on Thursday for documentation in relation to the case. The police said they had not made any arrest and were acting on the orders of Judge Joaquin Aguirre, who is investigating the case. A Spanish court first accepted a complaint lodged by prosecutors against Barca, the former presidents, and the guy in March, and opened an investigation. So it says Barca paid this guy companies more than 7 million euros between 2001 and 2018 while he was the vice president of the refereeing committee. He had previously been a referee in the Spanish top flight. Isn't it crazy?
It is crazy because there's so many ways you can screw up games, especially with referee.
When you buy referee, when you buy goalkeeper, or when you buy defender.
I don't know.
So the guy, the Perumal, you need to read like his story. If I find the article, I'll send you. But that was such a huge deal. He was like going all around the world. He had so much money. He got discovered. Like he even bought the club in Finland.
Well, my thing is like, it's not like Barcelona needs help winning because the team is
They're
top.
making so much money anyway.
Oh yeah, and you see here they made some money this year. The club can report that the 2022-2023 financial years closed with a net profit of
Over 300,000.
no 304 million
yeah.
after taxes. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Barca announced
Yes.
annual revenue of over 1 billion after a tax net profit of 304 million. Yeah, I mean that's a money-making machine for the president. It's a huge sports organization, and they just make champions since they're little. You know, Cantera. It's the school for Barca for kids.
Oh yeah.
And they raise talents and they sell, they buy, and they make a fantastic team.
So, but do you know which sport is like the easiest to corrupt?
No, I don't know that.
Tennis.
Tennis?
Yeah, it's so much corruption there because you just have one person.
Well, yeah, I mean...
So the guy, he was also paying like tennis players, and tennis players, they discover that for them sometimes it's easier and they can get more money by losing. You know? Maybe like in America, it's not that popular to bet.
I would have a hard time
games.
thinking that Djokovic would
You never know.
play a game.
But you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. I remember I was years ago, I was betting some soccer games. I'm done with that. But there was like patterns for the draw, for the ties in the games, like in the third French league.
Yeah.
That was like the most popular. And then literally you there was a pattern, like 3 wins of this team, then draw, then tie, then 3 wins of that team, and for years.
Well, my thing is that you have the major league.
Yes.
There's the top league. In Italy, you have Serie A, then you have Serie B, then you have Serie C. It's most likely to have corrupted games
Lower
in
leagues.
the lowest leagues.
Correct, but still, there was so many like cases in the Serie A.
Yeah.
Or the League One, the British second league. Holy shit.
Yeah.
People were just saying like, look, you bet for this because this is going to happen. This is going to be the score.
Do you know in Italy in, I would say, late 90s to 2000s. So, you have lottery. And you have, in Italy, it's called Lotto.
Lotto.
Okay. Right?
Powerball.
Lotto. So you got the person, you had the balls, they're golden, shiny.
Okay.
Right? And then you have the container and somebody that spins the container and the balls get mixed. And then they draw the person draws the number, correct?
Yeah.
They would have this kid or lady blindfolded. The guy would roll the container, and then the kid would grab the ball and they will open the number and say, hey, okay, this number, and this number. Would you believe that system was corrupt as well?
Of course.
Do you know how? The bandage was clear. People could see through it.
Oh.
The balls were not really, they were different from each other because the balls
colors,
that were
maybe.
less shiny than the other ones, they will grab those and open the number. Well, nowadays here the system is different because in the United States is the computer
crazy.
that opens.
I know.
It
but
makes it all
I'm
mechanical.
not even surprised,
That's insane though what they did. Did you see like corruption?
People are just crazy.
Yes,
but I'm telling you, I'm gonna try to send you the article. Maybe we can talk next time about when you read about this guy. But I remembered, I think Jason Perumal, he was such a beast. He was like in charge of everything. And he got caught.
It's pretty crazy.
He bought the club in Finland.
Oh, wow.
He was setting all the games.
Wow. Well, I guess that kind of money.
And when I was reading the book, he said that like the biggest deal in soccer is when you set. He said like you sometimes just need one guy, just one defender to let the guy
to let it win,
or the goalkeeper.
Or the keeper.
So the thing is that the biggest deal was when they were betting for team one to lead in the first half and then second team to win, because that was like the toughest case to win.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you lose, like let's say Manchester City is winning 1-0 after first half with Juventus. So there's super small chance that Juventus will win the whole game. But then Juventus in the second scored 2 and win the whole game. That's like the biggest. They were winning the biggest money on that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So after I read the book, I was never able to like look at the soccer again the same.
In the same way.
Because who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Who knows if somebody like go to the house of some player just
pay money.
Or like threat him.
They're paid well enough.
Well,
that's. But you don't know.
They are hungry of more and more.
That's crazy. How much is enough?
There is no enough for them probably.
That's fucking
like
crazy.
The same you have with Neymar. He was saying like, oh, Paris Saint-Germain was jail for us.
Neymar is mercenary. Like,
but
they would go to the highest bidder.
Could you imagine that he getting that much money and living in such luxury? He was saying he was in jail. Just look at other people.
So the Brazilian player Neymar said that he was in prison when he was playing for Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah. And then he went to...
It was like a golden prison, by the way, because he made a fortune.
Yeah. And then he went to Saudi Arabia, yeah? I don't think it's
Al-Ahly?
Al-Ahly, maybe. But then he went there and he already got in fight to the coach. Now he might be leaving. He doesn't like it. He's like a baby.
Yeah. I don't know. It's... once you get used to a certain lifestyle and you become a prima donna, you know what prima donna is?
Yeah, I know.
Like somebody that wants to be the protagonist of
everything.
The team. Say like, you need to pass the ball to me. I'm going to score. I'm better than you, and blah, blah, blah. So those things change.
Wow.
So you want to go with your last story, and then I'll go...
With your last story?
You want to go with the other topic you have?
Do you have one more story?
I have one, and plus I have my personal.
So we can do 2 those and save another one, because we're already...
All right.
Yeah.
So talking about education, ladies and gentlemen, Missouri high school teacher is put on leave after school officials discover her page on porn site. A Missouri high school teacher says she has been placed on leave after officials discovered that she was performing on a pornography website to supplement her salary. Brianna Coppage, 28, who taught English at St. Clair High School, says her teaching days are probably over, but she acknowledged she knew the risks. Coppage told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that she was put on leave on Wednesday after being interviewed by 2 administrators. Her access to school email and other software was suspended while district investigates. It was kind of always like this cloud hanging over my head. Like, I never knew when I could be discovered, Coppage said in an interview. Then about 2 weeks ago, my husband and I were told that people were finding out about it. So I knew this day was coming.
How would it's internet? Like, holy shit.
Yeah. So the superintendent said was recently notified that an employee may have posted inappropriate media on one or more internet sites. The district has engaged in legal counsel to conduct a comprehensive investigation into this matter. Actions taken as a result of the investigation will be in accordance with the board policy and with guidance from legal counsels. So the high school has about 750 students. Coppage said she joined the OnlyFans website over the summer to supplement her salary as a second-year teacher. She taught English to freshmen and sophomores and made about $42,000 last year, according to the newspaper's public pay database. Wow. She says she's earned an additional $8,000 to $10,000 per month performing on OnlyFans.
Wow.
Coppage said she chose the site because its content is available only to subscribers and she thought it will help protect her identity. She says she didn't know how the district learned of her account. She insisted no content was filmed or posted while she was in school grounds. I'm very aware that I'm probably never going to teach again, but that was kind of the risk I knew I was taking. I'm sad about that. I do miss my students, she said.
That's crazy.
But Coppage said her account has gained about 100 new subscribers since word began to surface. She has more than doubled her subscription price and plans to continue posting on the site. I do not regret joining OnlyFans. I know it can be taboo, or some people may even believe that this is shameful, but I don't think sex work has to be shameful, Coppage said. I just wish things would just happen in a different way. Holy shit. Well,
that's crazy.
Okay, so to her defense, I have to say something. $42,000 is not unacceptable salary for a teacher.
Not at
all. You should make at least $62,000, $72,000, at least $30,000 more per year.
For the teacher with experience, man.
Yeah, but it's like
twice.
Okay, so what can I say about this? I don't know if the problem what she does in her private life, it's whatever she does. However, as a teacher, you are a public servant, I think.
So you give the example
and
to
you have
kids.
A certain image. Plus, those high school kids, hormones at 2000, seeing the teacher naked and then seeing her to class. It's like, would they learn a word of English or just look at her body the whole time? Like knowing teenagers.
That's true.
It's like, how can you take the teacher seriously? Like half of them would fantasize about the teacher. You know, it's like.
That's true.
It's crazy. But if they didn't fantasize about her earlier, you know, she's good looking. She's 28. But she makes $8,000 to $10,000 a month on OnlyFans. So can you just believe what it has come to?
Yeah.
It's like you get $8,000 to $10,000 a month to show off your body and do whatever pornography, whatever you're gonna do on OnlyFans, and society rewards that, but you make much less by being a teacher.
That's stupid.
That is fucked up as crazy,
man.
And
another thing, we mentioned the college, like, so raising prices. Why they don't pay teachers?
But this is a high school.
I know, but it's a government stuff.
It depends. If you got private universities, they pay teachers.
Well, teachers are responsible to raise kind of raise the children. They should be paid really well.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely agree.
Like you see I don't want to judge, but like there was somebody sent the paycheck on that was on Reddit. There was a story that the guy is driving is a UPS driver and he's making $170 per year.
Yeah.
Almost 200,000.
Yeah. They just renewed their contract with the union.
And you have teacher.
Well. Listen, I don't know what's the right way to say this, but like, I believe teachers, police officers, firefighters, they're all public servant. They deserve to be paid well. Correct. Because police officers run risks every minute during their life. Shift.
Yeah.
Firefighters too. They want to go back home at night to
same
to
nurse,
their families.
Maybe,
Same way, nurses, doctors. These are the people we should reward. Teachers are the backbone of a society. They are the ones that teach our kids and
behaviors.
The behavior, and they set the example. Now, parents have to do a huge amount of work, but kids spend the majority of the day in school with these people, with teachers. So they should be setting the example and guiding kids and teaching them to make them future productive members of society. They're good people, they're productive, and they're going to achieve great things and motivate them to be the best version that they can be. She can do whatever she wants in her private life, but I don't think you can do that as a teacher. Because that's gonna fuck up with your role as an instructor.
Yeah, so the conclusion is that they just should be paid well.
But to me, the dichotomy, it's staggering. Like, okay, you make more money doing on a porn on a site,
Yeah.
selling your body and selling your body. Like
Maybe
whatever, showing
maybe
yourself,
she
but
had
like
to do that. I mean,
maybe I know, but you know how many people, how many girls do this nowadays?
I guess
It's
a lot.
insane. And I cannot reconcile this idea that like between a teacher,
So
yeah.
sad.
But another thing that I say though, if you really want to be free in a society, like you legalize drugs, for example, not saying you should, but
I mean, give everybody
to a
choice.
certain extent, I don't know. Portugal legalized all drugs, and they had a decline in
Taking
criminal
them.
criminal
Yeah.
activity by
Because people just
a huge amount, like 30% less, you know. And the United States is a bigger country. You can, I don't know if you can do that. Some states have done
some states,
so.
yeah.
But if you legalize it, you tax it, you make more money.
Oh hell yeah.
For-
Plus, it's like a source will be
For
reliable.
For you know, if prostitution, I don't know, man.
I
Like,
think
if you-
Netherlands, it's
They legalize it,
Yeah.
but they regulate it in such a way that there's clean environment, that the women are protected, that's what they want to do. Now, I cannot speak for them, but I can have an opinion on it. I'm religious to some extent, so I don't know if people can do whatever they want. I don't think it's the right way to live your life by selling your body, providing that kind of service. But if that
Not the
makes
best
you
thing.
if that makes you happy, I don't know. That's in your control, in your choice. It's not hurting me or somebody else. But like, I don't know. It's a difficult topic to say.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't say she did something. It's hard to say if she did something very wrong or not.
But in the end, she's making a good living for herself.
Well, but if she feels
She's not
good,
hurting anybody.
But how does she feel about that?
From
I know, but
from her statement, she
yeah,
doesn't
but
feel like
you don't
her.
know, like,
She
exactly.
Said, basically, she's saying like sooner or later they were gonna find out anyways.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy. But
So
it's a very disputed
yeah.
topic, and I would like to.
I wish her luck,
Yeah, sure.
and I wish that teachers will be paid well.
Yes, that's the first thing.
All the people who work for
There are still people that want to do that kind of work to make more money.
maybe
but
they don't have a
it's-
choice. You
Yeah,
never know.
it's
You never
different.
know what the case is, right?
It's everybody has their own comes from a
Correct.
different background and experiences, and
Mm-hmm.
they do what they think is best for them.
Yeah, and just
in that point
they
in
will be
time.
paying price for that.
Maybe
Maybe.
who knows, or they may enjoy keep on doing that.
Yeah.
That's up to them. But
That's true.
if that's what she
What they
prefers
want,
to
yeah.
do, blessings.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have about the other
You
story?
said we have your opinion.
Yeah, I have an opinion piece. And do you want to talk about your story or not? Your other.
We can touch that.
Okay. What do we got here?
I have the article.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is the page I like on the Instagram, and they were talking about Shane and Forever 21.
Yeah, those brands.
are correct. So let me just read it, and we'll just put some thoughts. What do we think about that? So Shane signs deal with Forever 21 owners as fast fashion majors look to boost reach. The fast fashion collaboration of our nightmares is here, they say. So they announced the partnership together. With the massive fast fashion deal, Shane will own the 1/3 of Forever 21's parent company, Spark Group. This means these two fast fashion giants will have access to each other's stores and online presence. So what does this deal mean for the environment? This partnership will combine two of the largest names in the fast fashion. Since the early 2000s, Forever 21 has paved the way for fast fashion retail stores with their affordable clothing in malls across the United States. Shein's new technology and online-only model have reshaped the meaning of fast fashion to produce new items in just 1 week. Unfortunately, this will produce more clothes than will likely end up in landfills. With this deal, Forever 21 wants to learn from Shein's supply chain tactics to produce thousands of items daily. Shein's manufacturing technology is unlike other fast fashion companies. Forever 21 can take up to 6 months to create and deliver new products. Shein is able to design, produce, and sell new products in just 1 week. Fashion companies should not be replicating Shein's business model. Shein is producing clothes at a rapid rate that will value profit and production, not the planet. Shein has also been accused of stealing from smaller designers in order to keep up with trends as fast as possible. There is no ethical way to produce fast fashion. In order to profitable fast fashion brands like Shein will utilize cheap labor and unsustainable materials that often end up in landfills. Shein has been accused of utilizing forced labor practices in the Xinjiang region of China. A 2022 investigation found that some employees working 18-hour shifts were being paid as little as pennies per garment. It's also estimated Shein is producing 6.3 million tons of carbon dioxide a year. This partnership will expand the reach and impact of fast fashion. Following this partnership, Forever 21 will focus on maximizing distribution for both fast fashion giants. Forever 21 will be available to Shein's 150 million customers on their website and app, and Shein can access Forever 21's 560 stores worldwide. So,
wow. Okay, there's so much to unpack there.
I know.
So the merger is going to be very beneficial for both because apparently they're going to shorten the time to produce new lines of clothes. However, they're going to produce so much clothes.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, Forever 21, I always thought it was like very cheap clothes.
They are.
And they sell mostly for young people, younger folks. You might find the piece or two that you might like there, but I wouldn't go there and dress up completely there. But yeah, I mean, the fact of stealing designers.
That's
yes,
crazy.
stealing from smaller designers. That's insane.
Plus the labor
and
using
how you
people.
But that's the thing, though. The Forever 21 is cheap as well. So I think that the merger with Shein will still keep cheap prices.
I'm sure they will.
However, they pay those people in China
Zero
pennies. And then even if you sell an item here for $20-$25
they make the profit.
They make profit crazy because production costs are low. I mean, the making that you have, the manufacturing is going to be super cheap.
Yeah.
You need to pay for the prime material, but then shipping, they just ship in those containers through China with giant ships and bring it over. Wow, that's insane. But I just want to say that fashion as a whole, it's like a huge machine, a huge industry.
Like they make all those jeans for like $1 and sell for $300.
Well, look, how many times per year they have the fashion week? One. And they have fashion week in different places, Milan, Paris, and other destinations in Europe. But they have it every year. That means that every year they change models and they change colors and they change. So how much waste does that produce?
I saw the pictures from that article, like so many clothes. Like,
I don't think it's a sustainable way to
plus using people, 18-hour shifts.
Yeah, that's too much.
Zero. Oh,
that's way too much. I don't condone that kind of thing.
That's always good to consider, like,
but
before you buy.
Yeah, but how do you think these giant firms make their money, like Adidas, Nike?
Using people.
Under Armour made in Bangladesh. It's like that's how they became successful, because they make cheap products.
Yeah.
I remember it was a scandal years and years ago, like 10, 20 years ago, when they said that the soccer balls were sewn by small kids because they have small hands. So child labor was involved in making the soccer balls from this Nike and Adidas and stuff. So it was big back then. Then they changed the practices, but
That's
I don't see a way
ridiculous.
out of it, we all like cheap stuff. And like electronics.
I would say we can just focus on maybe giving second life to other clothes, maybe use like thrift store.
Yeah.
And just
absolutely.
consider if you really need new
Yep.
clothes.
I go to a thrift store.
Yeah, I did too.
Motherfucker, there was a shirt last week. So
I know this story.
went to the thrift store. They had covered some areas with sheets, but I didn't know that those were not for sale. So I go there, I find this beautiful shirt, Under Armour, and say, well, this is perfect for me for working out. So I bring it to the cash register. She says, this is part of the collection that is going to start in October. I said, okay, I'll be here on October. She said, we're going to be closed for the next 3 days because we're going to catalog all the items and then we're going to put them up on Monday. So
Did you went?
Yesterday was Monday. I went. The shirt was not there.
Oh.
So they apparently sold it. There was a big...
Did you
Yeah.
buy something else?
No, I didn't buy anything else. I was so broken.
Upset.
Heartbroken. Yeah.
Sorry.
But hey, that's it is what it is at this point.
It is what it is.
But hey, no, I enjoy going to thrift stores.
Yeah,
sometimes,
it's fun.
Sometimes
You can find very nice.
You can
nice
find
things.
very nice things.
So what's your?
So my final opinion part here. It's so this week I had my kids, and my son 12 asked me about if Italians were treated racially different. They were mistreated because they were Italians when they first came in the United States. Now, there was a huge migrations of Italians from the 1880s to 1930s and even later, coming from Italy to find a new life and to find a new opportunity. And I found this opinion piece talking about how Italians became white. Because my son asked me, like, were there terminologies against Italians that Americans used to call them when they first came here? And I was curious about it. I knew there were some racial disparities and bad vibes between Americans and Italians back then. But I just wanted to find more.
So what is
I found
that?
something. So journalists, politicians, social scientists, and immigration officials embraced the habit separating ostensibly white Europeans into races. Some were designated as whiter and more worthy of citizenship than others, while some were ranked as too close to blackness to be socially redeemable. The story of how Italian immigrants went from racialized pariah status in the 19th century to white Americans in good standing in the 20th century offers a window onto the alchemy through which race is was constructed in the United States, I would say. So darker-skinned Southern Italians, a little bit like me, endured the penalties of blackness on both sides of the Atlantic. In Italy, Northerners had long held that Southerners... We have racial disparities in Italy too back then.
Really?
Because Northerners had long held that Southerners, particularly Sicilians, were uncivilized and racially inferior people, too obviously African to be part of Europe. You know? So my region is called Calabria. And it's the first region going north up to Sicily. And some people would call us Calafrica. Because we were like really, really southern, you know? Yeah. The penalty of blackness went well beyond name calling in the apartheid South. Italians who had come to the country as free white persons were often marked as black because they accepted black jobs in the Louisiana sugar fields or because they chose to live among African Americans. This left them vulnerable to marauding mobs like the ones that hanged, shot, dismembered, and burned alive thousands of black men, women, and children across the South. The federal holiday honoring the Italian explorer Christopher Columbus, celebrating on Monday, was central to the process through which Italian Americans were fully ratified as white during the 20th century. The rationale for the holiday was steeped in myth that allowed Italian Americans to write a laudatory portrait of themselves into the civic record. So they say that basically President Harrison proclaimed the national holiday of Columbus Day in 1982 because there was a major accident in New Orleans in which 11 Italian immigrants were slaughtered were killed because they were accused of killing one American. And they proclaimed this holiday in order to calm the people down and say, because of their death, because the Italian government got involved as well. So, and I found here terminology, common Italian American slurs and their meaning. And I found the three most, the one that popped, the first one. So the first one is dago. They used to call Italians dago.
Dago.
It's an insulting and contemptuous term of a person of Italian Spanish birth or descent. That also is applied to Spanish people or Portuguese people. They're dark-skinned, Since Italians were commonly confused with Spanish or Portuguese sailors due to their similar language and appearance, they began to be referred as dagos, derived from the Spanish name Diego. Some also believe that the ethnic slur could be an abbreviation of the term dagger wielding. Dagger is a knife. Existing as a reference to the stereotypical idea of Italian Americans to prove violent behavior.
Wow.
Okay, the second term, this is funny. This is WAP. Yeah, WAP. Oh, come here, WAP.
WAP.
So another slur that was used to ostracize Italian Americans were the term WAP, originating from the southern Italian term guapo.
What is that?
Guapo, meaning swaggerer or thug. Originally, guapo referred to the Neapolitan criminals who were flashy and dandy in nature. So, the ones with the slick hair.
Mafia?
No, not quite. No.
Okay.
So it was, it was commonly associated with mafia-style organization known as the Camorra before its meaning evolved in the U.S. when Italian immigrants became to use the term to refer to one another in a friendly way, as it became commonplace in Southern Italians to cut the vowel from the end of a word in everyday conversation. Guapo became guap, which is essentially pronounced as wop.
Wop.
That's crazy, though. And then the third one is Guinea.
Guinea?
There's a New Guinea.
Oh, there's a country, right? Guinea.
Yeah.
Where's that? Guinea.
New Guinea. I don't know if it's East Asia. I'm not sure.
Let me check. Guinea.
So the most vile racial slur that can be used against Italian American. The derogatory term is derived from the phrase Guinea Negro. That's basically comparing.
It's Central Africa.
It's
Central Africa.
Guinea. Comparing darker-skinned Italians to natives of Guinea in West Africa. There you go.
Yeah.
So due to the dark complexion of southern Italian immigrants from regions like Calabria and Sicily, compared to their northern counterparts, they were thought to be uncivilized members of a criminal class and were treated as such by various groups in American society. This term was used to signify their inferiority and resulted in Italians having to endure the penalties of blackness that existed in the United States over a century ago. Yeah.
I would never think that.
I would
never think that.
Well, I think this kind of racial difference was because they thought that the Italians, especially coming from the South, they would say that they were dirty, that they were ugly, that they came with the families and stuff, coming to take the American jobs. But really, no, that's not the case. They brought so much... put so much richness to the culture of the United States, and many Italian descent became successful
with the restaurants,
baseball players, boxers.
Yeah, or like even all those.
Like in athletics,
Yeah, but I'm saying about all those pizzerias.
Oh yeah,
like they're owned by Italian people. Like they brought pizza here, New York, especially.
Yeah, even in Minneapolis here, there was a group like of first Italians that came by, and there was a Little Italy too.
Oh yeah, I know what Little Italy in New York.
They used to live nearby the Mississippi River, like all of them were together. But then they moved them because the Mississippi River used to flood, and it was dangerous because they were very close to the water. Makes sense. All of the Italians were living there. And then they moved them all up and they changed. But it's crazy how people change.
How people can do that, like say that.
And that's the thing. Like many years after, a century later, we're here talking about that and thinking that that treatment was insane, you know, and that was.
But it still happens.
I don't know if it still happens.
I mean, maybe not like this certain
not
case.
Not this level, but.
Not this level, but still people are like, some people cannot accept other cultures.
Yeah.
Why?
You know? It's not the fact of accepting other cultures. It's like times have changed. And some people still cannot wrap around their heads that we're all one people anyways. You know, we just have different melanin content in our skin.
Yeah, but it's base is the same.
An appearance. But look,
yeah,
the color of the skin, it's something that I cannot change. I was born with it.
Yeah.
You were born with it.
And you don't have...
It's a trait that you cannot change. It was not based on your decision. So, like, what the hell? What is it? But that comes the same to the end, you know, to that human condition, that mental thing of being in groups and having the groupthink mentality.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks the same way, and it's us against them.
That's
because they
true.
Just look different. And then if you want to make the situation worse, you start putting to the opposite group, you start putting bad names, you know, you started to call them disgusting, you know, vermin, like bad names to make them even look more disgusting and bad.
It's so
but
stupid.
If you meet them in person, you say like, well, they're not disgusting.
They're
after all.
nice.
It's like, what the fuck? They're nice, you know? So, and we find out that we have much more in common that are apart. So it's like...
I would say just respect.
Yeah.
Just respect. Give them a chance. It doesn't matter. You can get along with people with different color.
You can.
It's just your approach.
But everybody has to think this way, even the other group, you know. You cannot be naive at the same time.
I know. But the approach from both sides should be just, you know, we give it a chance.
But we make it too easy. But it's just us that think like this.
So many people
don't.
I know.
It's like, I don't know. We just... It's a wonderful experience.
We are not going to change everybody. We are not going to please everybody.
No, you can't. But maybe we can put a seed in somebody's head, and maybe they can change their mind. We can persuade people in thinking differently, because
change their mind.
There is different ways to think, and you're not stuck to who you are. You can change. You can change your mind. You know, you can change your look.
Yes.
You can learn a skill. You can gain something by just changing the way you think. You can see the other side, I think, and that's what's important. Maybe we need to listen to each other more.
Definitely.
Before we have the urge to talk over each other
and judge
and
put some assumptions.
Well, yeah. It's just look a little bit deeper and see.
And give a chance. Give a
chance. Well, we close with this beautiful give a chance.
Yeah, we are in the deep end.
We're in the deep end. Wow. How long is this one?
1 hour 40.
Oh wow, we're getting used to the 1 hour 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Great.
It's been a long day.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you everybody for listening. And if you like our content, spread the verb.
Subscribe.
And share. And
Like.
comment. Like. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
If you find any value, just
we try to post like once a week, so
pass it along, and we'll continue
our fun journey
to do our best and to have a good time.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
See you next time. Ben and Charlie.
Thank you.
29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward